borrowing these color palettes is one of the, I think, best ways to go about it, for like developing your mental library. But one thing to look for is the value ranges within them. So for example, so yeah, we have like this, I'm guessing it's based off of
Oh, that was the DeLorean.
the
So it's like
DeLorean.
yeah.
Great. What you can do as a next level practice is going back to just basic shapes that we had in the first lesson, actually just a sphere or whatever, and see if you can come up with like something that has the illusion of reality and form and light just based on this. And so go through each one of these and do this, where you'd have maybe this could be the shadow side, and that's the light side, and maybe this is like a strip of some kind, and let that sort of be a shadow. And then over here you could put in a background, and just from that you can sort of develop a bunch of like three-dimensional objects based on these color palettes, and from that you can pretty much set them on to characters. So if I took that same exact thing, I'm looking at the DeLorean, it's like kind of got this palette, and if I wanted to paint a face, I could just, assuming I had reference or something, but like just carve in the shadow shapes, and I'm thinking DeLorean, I'm thinking sci-fi. How do we make this work? Maybe a bit of cyberpunk. Well, it'd be cool to take those colors, maybe like a stripe of color like this. Let's make it brighter up here, and you could do so much with these. You know what I mean? So it's like the drawing real faces assignment would really help with this kind of stuff. But yeah, like very easily just lay in based on the color palette. It's actually a fun color palette to work with. But yeah, just do a bunch of these and see what happens. Start with a sphere, do something like that. Yeah, it seems like you have a sort of a preference of like a backdrop of a dark color and then a pop of like a specific color.
Yeah, that was
Whether
something. She was like, all these are black in the background.
yeah.
Like,
Hey, look, there's mine. I don't
yeah.
I don't really remember painting that. It's just kind of happened, Right on. So I don't have much else to add. Do you have any questions or like a specific one that you'd want a demonstration of? Yeah. So I think this is also pretty close, but and you were saying that it's harder to get the likeness when it fits in the more traditional magazine cover typeface. I don't know. I think it looks like the person, but not quite. Right. And so the likeness is using a very specific constellation of where these features are. So let's go ahead and map those out. And this is a draw through to the kind of corner of the nose. So if you are even slightly off with what feels like it's this proportion, it'll not read as the character. So let's actually go ahead and test that character. I mean, the likeness. And right off the bat, I think this corner of the mouth is too far this way because this line becomes almost vertical. And this is probably a little bit too low. And so just by doing this, we can see that we could even call it like a butterfly shape. It's too squished. So I think this line should be further out this way at this angle. Let's just do that. And then I think this line should be, this dot should be higher. And even the corner of the mouth could be a little bit wider too. So the nose would end up here. And then the mouth would end up here. And the eye would be further out. And those are actually the constellation points that you look for and push and pull for both likeness as well as stylization. And through that, now it looks like that person by making those slight adjustments. Oh, it's all one layer. Sometimes I don't do smart things. Yeah, so for you, I'd say practice like moving these little points up and down, left and right, and get a feel for what is too far, what is too close. Because I think you have it where it's too close together, it's squished. Now we want it further apart.